Hello, this is a reply to Infocamp's European Hyperpower Part 2. The way I would change it for the better is by having a euro, but every individual member state has its own euro. So it'd be like a French, Portuguese, German, Spanish, Italian, Polish, Greek, Irish euro. And also the United Kingdom would be in the euro, but have its own euro. But they would be regulated by, every member state would be regulated by the EU Central Bank, and the Central Bank would help out countries if they needed help. That's what it would do with the economy. And the Central Bank would also help countries change their economy to be more import and export, and they would get help from the countries that already do that in Europe. Like Germany would help, well, Britain to become more export orientated and things like that. Also, every country would have its own army, but once again it would be over the oversight of the EU government. But every country would have its own type of army, so every country would be able to defend itself better than if it was just one big EU army. And on rights for different peoples, I think it should be regarded as a hate crime straight away if you discriminate against someone because of race, religion, gender, sex, or disability, or any others that I've missed out. And you should get 3 years in prison if you harm someone physically because of this. Mentally, you should get a 1 year prison sentence and a £10,000 fine. And if you stop someone from getting a job because of that, which they could do just as good as someone else, and you get fined 5% of the yearly money that you make. So that would stop people discriminating against different people. Also, I would change the EU voting system away from population and say every country has 10 seats, because that's just a bit unfair, because it's obvious that the Germans and the French and the United Kingdom and Italy and Spain are going to have most of the power, and it's unfair on the smaller countries which also are important. And I would also let Russia and all the Baltic countries and the countries that Azerbaijan and Georgia and Ukraine and Belarus, I would just let them in if they wanted to come in. So it would be the whole of Europe, and it really would be a united Europe. And I would try and force the Norwegians and the Swiss to come in, but I don't really know why the Swiss aren't in, but you can tell me. And I would also change the influence that the EU has on the world to more military based. Like we would have bases in other countries like the Americans, but we would own the land and pay the other countries like twice as much as the need to be there. So in that way we can help other countries make money through ourselves, but it wouldn't be aid, so our people wouldn't just get annoyed at us. And also I would have a free trade agreement with the whole world, and I would try and force that through. and I would also somehow try and join the Commonwealth of the former overseas territories like the Commonwealth of Britain. Try and somehow join them together. Well, get them on our side pretty much. Same with the French territories, and it would try and force the Americans or any other country to give up territories that it really shouldn't have and that it conquered, like what Britain did. But Britain wouldn't and shouldn't have to give up the Falklands or the Antarctic territories, but it might have to give up Bermuda and places like that, and Montserrat and Gibraltar. But to the countries that they do sort of belong to, or they deserve to get their independence, and France and the other European countries should do the same thing. And I would see what Alaska wants to do, and I would also have another vote in Northern Ireland to see if they want to become stay part of the United Kingdom or become fully Irish. Although Ireland did sign off the right, so it would be if they wanted to become independent or stay part of the British, the United Kingdom. And I would also use the EU influence to help other smaller countries, and I would use the EU army or individual armies of the EU to help other countries that need it against, say, rebels and things like that. So thanks, I look forward to your response.